Hi, everybody. This is Jen from Circle of Besties Tarot. We're back again for our second Tarot Tuesday. Thank you for joining or watching the replay. Right now, I'm just shuffling and waiting for a few people to join, and I'll start doing some tarot card readings. Hi, good time. Thanks for joining. If you have any questions for me, what would help me is if you put your astrology sign in the chat. Otherwise, just give me a smiley face and I'll do a general reading. Right. Oh, hi, Ross. Thanks for joining. We've just started. I'm just doing a quick shuffle on the cards, and I'll start doing readings pretty quick. Capricorn, what's up? Jen, let's see what the cards say for me in the woman department on recent things. Okay, you got it, Ross. I'm just going to use my my everyday deck that talks the most to me, but if there's a theme, you want animals or angels or something witchy, you let me know. I'll do that instead. Okay. Ross. Okay, I like to do jumpers. So you'll see me shuffling here, but I'm waiting for cards to jump out because I feel that the message is more authentic that way. So here we go. All right. So our first card, this is what we're talking about here. So in the upright position, it is a 7 of Wands. So wands equal, passion for life, zest, motivation, things that get exciting for you. So the 7 of Wands shows that this man, he's been, he's put a lot of energy into a battle, and he's still standing and fighting things off. So, most of the battle it's pretty much over, but he's still got a little bit to go, and that's the general meaning of the upright. So I would say this is a don't give up. Even though you might have had some experiences that you don't remember with fondness, that doesn't mean that looking forward they won't be better. So let's keep going with the story. The next card I'm going to pull is going to be sort of like what's getting in our way. All right, flew out. Okay, so so this is the 9 of discs or coins or pentacles, depending on how you see it. But you'll see it's an independent woman, self-made, very successful, abundant. She's got a very, established and flourishing garden behind her. There's a big mansion on the hill in the back. She's got her own way of making money. So this is, I would assume, a falcon. So she's got a bird of prey. So she's really got her own strategies in life to get what she needs in order to make things happen for her. What I do notice, and down at the bottom, it looks like a little snail. So I would say in the love department, even though she's got all these things going on, I would say that that's a little slow for her as well. So it seems to me that your 9 of Pentacles, independent woman, and you have not crossed paths yet. So what that tells me as a reader is that you need to put yourself in situations where the two of you might come together. Let's see how that'll happen. I'll keep pulling cards. All right. So I have the King of Cups in reverse. So in the upright, the King of Cups is sort of the, top mind of his suit. So the suit of cups is emotion, compassion, empathy, leading with your heart, just wearing your heart on your sleeve, very empathetic and, empathic even. So I would just say in reverse. For me, this is now in the position of the spread that I'm doing. You can't see it fully on the camera. But what this means is that this is the underlying energy to this scenario. So the two of you, you and your 9 of coins, super successful business lady with the very dull love life. This being the underlying thing, meaning that neither you nor this future person for you puts their love life first. Emotions. It's sort of like it's easier to count on, what's dependable. So the job, the house, the seasons, the yard work, like whatever you have going on, and that's a standard for you. It's easier to count on the consistency in that than, figuring out how to set time aside to find someone. And then what if you did? Then what if they have completely different hobbies and likes and dislikes than you do? Then you have to kind of stir the pot and change up your routine to compromise and meet in the middle and do things that you normally wouldn't do just because you want to get to know this person better. And the same goes for them. So we'll keep reading. Oh my goodness, I had 3 fly out. Okay, so yeah, again, you got to get out. So this is get out and try something new. Do something out of the box, something different. Don't think too much about it. But think a little bit about it. Think about, okay, if I were, what kind of person do I want to attract? Do I want them to have the same hobbies that I do? Or if not, what can I stand? Like if you go to someone who's like who loves Comic-Cons and dresses up like a video game person, and that's definitely not your scene. You don't want to go to Comic-Con to meet a lady. You know what I'm saying? So because it maybe if there was chemistry, it might last a little while until the the puppy love part or the heat wore off, and then now what? You're stuck with somebody who dresses up like a a Star Trek character for fun. So I would say, not that there's anything wrong with that, but if it's not for you, it's not for you. So I would say think a little bit about, okay, what environment am I going into to meet someone new? Okay, I'm reading your chat here. Well, I went out with the ex last weekend, and I asked her out again, and she said she's going to a show with a guy who has 4 CDs. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. The Magician here, this is so these 3 came out together. So this is something totally new. So the ex would not fall into this advice, this advisory. So something totally new. Oh, what's standing out to me is the dog. So maybe take your dog and go somewhere where animal lovers meet up, dog park. There's one I'm sure there's one in the area. You can look one up and scope it out before you go with the dog. You know what I mean? Just to understand how it works. But that's definitely a good place to start. The Magician, this is a card, and these are all major arcanas. So these are major, super major energies that they're not about the little finite details in life. They're about like, big swooping energetic movements. So the Magician, you'll see that this guy, he's got his magic wand. He's got the infinity circle, the infinity sign above his head, which means he's got unending magical energy, at his will. He's got the cups, he's got the coins, he's got the swords, he's got the wands. So these are all the different suits of the tarot deck, meaning so he's got everything he needs in order to make whatever he wants happen. So that's why they call him the Magician. And what he does will be successful. Look at this, all the flowers equals abundance, the yellows, abundance, success. And then the world is, you are being watched over. I don't know what I call it, my spirit squad, right? So my ancestors, my past loved ones in heaven, your spirit guide, your angels, whatever you believe in, they're represented in the world as, looking over you, and anything that's meant to be will happen, and it'll be karmic. So, there is a path for all of us, but if the more you're in touch with what I call my spirit squad, essentially it's your higher self, because if we're all energy as part of a a big universe. Our higher self is who we do, is what we sort of say our angels or our spirits in heaven. So think of it as your higher self knows the plan. So we're here on earth for a short bit of time, but there is essentially a plan. And if you believe that, then know that there's a karmic plan, meaning that that something's fated and meant to be, and it will happen in the right timing. So it's saying start something fresh, do something absolutely new, get out and know your environment, like we said, make something happen, and know that when the timing is right, you're going to meet that person that's meant for you. I'm going to pull a card from a different deck so I can get just a little bit more detail. I'm going to do this. This is called the Good Tarot. Okay. Let's get some advice for Ross. One wants to come up. All right. So this is Justice. I think we had this for you last week. Okay. So the number 11, I don't know if that has any meaning to you. There is a sword. I'm trying to make sure you can see this. I know it's a little bit glary in here. Sorry. So I don't know if you are, if you know any Libras. That would be end of August, early September. Am I correct? No. End of September, early October. Yeah, those are Libras. And correct me if I'm wrong. If anybody cares, put it in the chat. But the Justice card is about fairness, about equality, about sort of black and white. It could also mean contracts, paperwork. So because we're talking about potential love interest and how to find them, it could be you might come across somebody, like in a transaction. So at a place of work where there's paperwork involved. If there's anything, I would just say, like, if in a workplace, I don't think we have to get as specific as there has to be paperwork involved. Not with this, but let me pull another card and we'll clarify that one. But I see a blue dress, angel wings, a big moon behind it, the number 11. I see a sword in her hand. There's a flower hanging on her. I'm sorry, it's not a flower. It's a scale. Oh, so maybe if you know anybody who has to do who weighs things, that's random and very specific. But I don't know if you ever are going over scales, or I hear people talk about that all the time. But maybe that's maybe there's somebody who works in an office, has to do with automobile stuff. Good time. Thanks for your comment. Yeah, we need Ross we need him to get out, and definitely no looking back. That's up to you whether you do or not. We all have free will. This is for entertainment purposes only. So if it's the X for you, it's the X for you. But the cards are saying do something else. Okay, so the Queen of Air is a person. It doesn't have to be a woman. So these cards represent energies. So sort of somebody who, again, it goes with justice. So I'm seeing maybe someone in the legal field, somebody who is very rational, logical, makes decisions very black and white. There's not a lot of gray. So I wouldn't say that this person that you'll meet is going to be super artistic or flowery or out there, or they're going to be very present, very smart, but very logical, very straightforward, and they say what they mean. They don't. There's no. So you're going to meet somebody who doesn't play head games and is very specific about what they want, and if you move forward, it's because they're sure. So I think that's really positive. We just have to get you in front of that person, because according to the initial cards, you're not going out to meet, you're not out there, you're not putting yourself out there in a place where they can find you, and neither are they. So yeah, I would say something that has to do with animals, something that has to do with maybe like, I don't know, like automotive stuff, weighing, anything that's like where there's scales, weighing, logic, very like if it's a workplace, then the job that they hold, they have to be very good at it, and they have to know what they're doing. They can't do it unfocused. So it's not like a job where they just sort of like space out and not pay attention to what's going on. They have to be very aware of their surroundings. Well, good luck. We'll keep pulling cards, and then if anything pops into me, as a message, I will definitely say it out loud. You got me all to yourself here, other than good time and the moderator, unless they get feisty. Then you can help me with a new question. I'm going to use a different deck. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll still keep pulling cards. I'm going to do a new spread, and we'll see. I'm just going to do it as a general message, Ross, but let's pay attention to what it can mean for you. Good time, or the moderator, even if you have any questions, we can pull cards for you as well. Now, I also have a yes/no coin, which was fun. Maybe we'll do that at the end. And I also have an oracle deck. How about I do that? These are the ones that I've just shuffled. And then I have an oracle deck. Oh, you know what we'll do? We'll pull an animal spirit. Wouldn't that be fun? And then pull card for Donald Trump. Poor guy. I can't believe that he can't go see his son graduate. Whether you like him or not, it's pretty obvious that he's being kept from the campaign trail and being visible in places where he might be viewed in a positive light. But I'm not going to get too political online. Okay, let's do a animal card. Oh, I get a timeout. The moderator says I get the timeout. Okay, I pulled 67, so that also adds up to 13. So 1 plus 3 equals 4. So 67, 13, or 4 are the numbers that are coming across in here. I don't know if you can see, this is pretty cool, but the only thing I can focus on, here, let me. Do you see across the bridge of this wolf's nose? It looks like an eagle. Like the way that the feathers are, or the hair is. See? Isn't that cool? Anyway, wolf spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. So I'm going to grab the book. I'm actually going to read what the book says, because I want to really get the message straight. All right. So it helps me learn this deck well, too, so I can do it off the top of my head next time. Wolf spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. Wolf spirit leads you deep into the enchanted forest that holds the secrets to your life. Can you sense her beckoning you to follow, asking you to take all that you have learned and all you are learning and make it yours? Can you integrate it all into your body, mind, and spirit? Whatever lessons you learned along the way, do not leave them unexamined. Be loyal to your dreams, to your soul, and to turning knowledge into wisdom and experience into magic. You are the one you have been waiting for. Be still and know that the sound of your heart beats in harmony with the whole world. The appearance of the wolf spirit is an auspicious omen that says you are truly in alignment with your destiny. Okay, so that kind of sums up what we did in the previous reading. Remember, we were saying, be true to you, try new environments, but ultimately, that you're in alignment with your destiny, because we did get the world card. And like I said, like if you believe that you're truly part of this bigger universe and we're all energy, and ancestors and all the different things that go along with that. If you believe in that, then your destiny will find you. But it seems, I know, it's just waiting. And we always want more details, don't we? I certainly do. All right. So I'll leave that up, and then we're going to, let's pull some cards around it. Okay, Maud, you can chill with the warnings. Royal family here. All right. All right, I'm just shuffling the deck. And then we're going to do a general read with our overall energy being the wolf spirit. Turn knowledge into wisdom. Okay. We have 7 of Wands. This is the same card that came out before. You'll see, except it's just different art. See the difference? So you have somebody who's in battle. They've been at it for a while. They're backed up against a ledge here, but they're not giving up. And look at them. They're serious. Not giving up without a fight. So this is upright this time. So the message would be to not give up without a fight, even though you've had some bad experiences. That doesn't mean that, going forward that you won't have a really positive one. All right, what's next? Oh, flew out. Okay, Knight of Cups. Okay, so this is my Romeo card. It's someone who's does wear their heart on their sleeve, that they, fall in love very easily, tend to be a bit naive when it comes to relationships. But, the minute that they fall in love, like love at first sight type of things happen, like they just fall in love quickly and then, ignore the red flags, but really fast moving love. You'll see below there's a shark. See, I don't know if you can see that. There's a shark underneath this guy's. He's flying above the ocean, and there's a shark following him. So, I would say that this energy ignores a lot of red flags if they feel like they're in love or in lust, at least. But yeah, very, very kind, giving, loving person. Even his familiar, the cat, is looking at the hearts, not the shark. So just be cautious that you're not falling in lust. And then really put yourself in situations, and then and when you're dating, date people that will last longer than the first couple, they have some substance and you do have things in common. Okay, so the 2 of Wands is a strategy card. It's taking a look at the world and contemplating, what's out there, what comes next for me. So got a magic wand in his hand, and he's about to, make a wish and see, the card after this one is the 3 of Wands, and its meaning is you're waiting for your ships to come in. So I always say that the 2 of Wands is deciding what ships you're going to take, or you're going to put things on these ships and send them out. So this is the strategy card, the figuring out, like what do you do and how do you do it. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a little lizard walking up the side of the wall. So for me, lizards lately have, they either equal the name Lisa, believe it or not. So I don't know if you know Elisa, or it could be somebody who's not necessarily from where. So I'm in the New England area. So somebody who might be from the South. Doesn't have to be North America or the United States, but for me, I think like Florida, Georgia, that sort of down south. Not maybe the Carolinas, but more like tropical, like I'd say like Florida, Key West type stuff. All right. Any more advice for us on this scenario? All right, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So I would say that you're going to have a new offer, a new job, a new opportunity. There could be a new house. There could be, an inheritance. Like, there's a lot of different things that the Ace of Pentacles or coins or discs can mean. But definitely a new opportunity that has to do with the material things in life. So you'll see that there's a house in the distance, and the cat's eating, so food. Could be you'll be going out to dinner with somebody new, and it'll be a great first date, because look at the sun in the background beaming over this picture of this person holding up the disc. And then we also had the Emperor come out. So I definitely feel, Ross, if you're still listening, I definitely feel that this is a workplace interaction for you. The Emperor also has to deal with, it's like leadership, bigger organizations, bigger companies. Definitely someone who's in charge. I'm wondering if this new person that you're taking out to dinner is from the South and doesn't own their own company, and maybe moved here newly, moved to your area, and you happen to meet each other and get on, and then you say, hey, let's go to dinner. And that's how it starts. Have to keep us posted. Alrighty. Gay Pride worldwide? Absolutely, all the time. Actually, this is the cup that we had here is definitely, for me, sometimes does mean Gay Pride. So, good call. All right. I think I'm going to pull a new Oracle card, and then we'll start another scenario. Here, let me send this out I'm going to send our live out to a few people. All right, bear with me. I'm just trying to get a few more people on our live here. All right. Bear with me, please. All right. All right, new Oracle card. Ross, I did that. I sent her a text with the link, so we'll see. Okay. So the X is out of the question according to the cards. Ross, I'm going to say yes. Like, that's just me as a friend talking to you. The cards do say something completely new, someone who's new to new to your environment, somebody who's not like from the same, you don't have any background with this person. So that's why I think it's important that when you're getting to know somebody brand new, that you make sure you have a lot of things in common. So, when it comes, after the relationship grows and you want to go out and do things together, like I mentioned, my funny example of like, what if she was into like you want to go to a concert and she hates music, you know what I mean? That's pretty simple to say like that, but just have your list in your mind when you're out and about, because that's what I do. My husband picks on me because he always says to everyone that both my mother and I were very fast decision makers, but we really have thought about every single scenario that could potentially pop up way before we ever walk into a scenario. So that way when the decisions put in we have to make a decision that's put in front of us, we know exactly what we want because we've thought about it already. Okay. So this oracle card is a yin and yang. It's the number 22. I've been seeing 22, 222, 1111. I've seen, but mostly 222 on repeat everywhere lately. And what's funny is that I actually, so for those who have been on the live, they know that I've recently been laid off from a corporate job, and I was laid off. I was told that, I was going to be laid off on February 22nd, so 222. And then it was even 2024, so there are even more twos in the year. But so the twos for me are about partnership, equal give and take, soulmates, things that are meant to be. But it's a mix of, so it's an equal balance of the energies, masculine and feminine. So I would say that, definitely, I think the message here tonight and the theme that's appearing to me at least is that we really need to make sure that if we enter into any sort of energetic contracts, and that's where the Libra can come in, or the Justice card comes in. So an energetic contract is a relationship with someone else. So energetic contracts, make sure that they're equal. And if you do that, then it's just like less mind games, less time wasted, more fun, and more doing things that you both enjoy. All right. We'll do one more oracle card. Okay. Oh my goodness, 3 came out. Here, Ross, I think this is for you. Angel of Love. So 49. So I don't know if that number means anything to you. Maybe the person you'll meet, they'll be 49 years old. Maybe they'll be, so 4 plus 9 equals 13 equals 4. So the number's 49, 13, 4 could come up, 22, 2 plus 2 is 4. The number 4 has come out a lot, and that's stability, foundations. The number 5 came out, so attachment. You'll see that this one, see the how this woman is looking up at it. So I think it's like a nod to the Phantom of the Opera, maybe, but just looking up at a mask. It's not really a person. It's who this person, whatever they think the mask represents, and they're staring at it lovingly while they're chained to this stone pillar. So, just be sure that when you do, the Angel of Love does visit, that you are not putting, you're not filling out a story about what the mask represents to you and focusing on that while you get changed in the pillar. Again, remember, picture that little Romeo on his broomstick flying above the ocean, and the sharks underneath just waiting for him to get distracted and fall in. Door to value, another 4. So 31 or 4. Door to value. This means that this means something's coming, and it's going to be really good. So it's like the big win. The big win is on the horizon. Just walk through the door, and it's yours. You just got to believe that that door is the door to value, and then good things happen. So I would just, like I said, be ready for all the opportunities that can come out of nowhere. You can go into an auto parts store and bump into somebody, and somebody will say, "Oh, can you help me with this?" And then you just pick up a conversation, and then you realize you're both single and someone's new to the area, and you have a lot in common, and a conversation begins, and then you maybe exchange information, and then it goes from there. So a lot of 4s. So that means, well, I don't want to scare you, but commitment, marriage, stability, foundations, a new home, family, all good things. All right, let's pull some more cards. All right, so Page of Earth. Now pages are an energy that is new to, they're part of the leadership team of a certain suit within the tarot. So remember, we have Earth, which is all things material, discs, coins, Earth. And so all things material. So a page would be the beginning stages of something that's material. Meeting someone that you're going to, if you're starting a new job, like discussing, the beginning, all the details that you have to discuss to agree on before a project starts. It could be a message, but it could be, instead of like an official offer in a message, it could be, again, like that initial email where somebody says, hey, I have a proposal. Are you interested in doing the work? You say yes, and then you start talking about the details. So Page of Earth energy is that. It's official, but it's not confirmed, but it's on its way. All right. We got another one here. I have to turn down the volume because I'm listening to my own reading. And I'm getting distracted because it's on a bit of a delay. All right. Whoever's watching, if they want a reading, just go ahead and get in the chat. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to like or subscribe. But you can hop on the chat and go ahead and put your astrology sign and your question, if you have one, in the chat, and let me know so I can pull some cards for you. Okay, again, we have a Fool card. So again, this tells me that together, between the Page of Earth and the Fool, is that you're going to have some new opportunities arising where there'll be a new, like I said, a new contract, a new offer for work. There'll be some communications around, a workplace new beginning. And again, being that the Oracle card that we pulled beforehand was a Door to Value, definitely something that will be prosperous, successful, up your alley, something that will get you excited. Again, don't get too attached. The Angel of Love, and then make sure that your energy and your focus is balanced and that you don't romanticize. So Angel of Love and attachment together, I think, can equal romanticizing a situation. So, keep your wits about you, make sure that your energy is balanced, that you're grounded, your mind, you've thought through a number of different scenarios, so that if they say, how about this option A? How about this option B? How about this option C? You've thought through all three before you even come to the table to discuss them. And that option B is going to be the best for you if they can do this, this, or this. And if they agree to that, then you'll go with option B. If they don't agree with that, then you make different, changes to option C. And then, so you go from there. You see what I mean? Like, outline it in your mind and know, and prioritize things before you're there. Here, I can put these here. That way you can see what we're talking about. Oop, Mayday. The selenite that I have is it's an energy clearing crystal. It's really cool. Selenite, that's why I have so much selenite everywhere, because it's a crystal that neutralizes energy. So if even just to hang on to it, like if you feel heavy, or sometimes you just feel like yuck, if you grasp onto a stick of selenite for whatever reason, it just cleanses your energy. So it does it for cards. It does it for, like, if you have crystals that help you with other, scenarios. So I have, this is my blue fluorite. This is to help me with focus. But after a heavy reading, after I've really been focusing and getting a message out, sometimes I can even do mediumship, which pops in when I least expect it, especially after that. If I'm channeling other people's energies, then I definitely want to make sure that my blue fluorite goes on a selenite stand, and that I'm definitely clearing my energy and the energy in my cards afterwards. And if I were doing readings and I had one person sit and I did a reading for them, and then I had another person come after them, I would use selenite, and also I knock on the cards. That's another way to clear the deck of the energy that, of the reading before it. Just to be safe, though, I tend to change the deck and then come back to it later, or use, one for the main and then come back to the one I used before as a clarifier if they want that deck. But let's pull some new. Oh, we have the Ten of Air. So this tells me that Ten of Air is a situation that is done and dusted. I mean, it was traumatizing. It brought a lot of anxiety. It was very stressful. A lot of worry, a lot of thought. Just a really bad, anxious, stressful time. But it's over. So on the Rider-Waite-Smith version of the tarot cards, this is a guy with 10 swords in his back, and he's super dead. But I always point to the background on that card because it's a dawn. There's the sun is rising behind him, so it signifies that even though you've been through hell, it doesn't mean that, or been through a very traumatizing experience, that new things will come. That energy is gone. So think of tarot cards as energy. I know that it's hard, like when you're looking at different art, pieces of art that represent something, to see a dead body with 10 swords in its back. It's very, it's so visual, right? And it really sends a message home and drives a certain narrative. But honestly, you have to remember that these images are talking about energies, not actual humans, that are murdered and killed by 10 swords. It's the energy that is dead, and that is done, and it's not coming back. It's the result of a very stressful time, but the day is dawning, and we get to start a new cycle fresh. All right. So, I see a couple more chats here. So I think I missed some. Sorry about that. I'll look on my phone. Okay. Good time needs a haircut. Well, I can't help you with that. I can tell you how you feel, like potentially while you're getting your haircut, who you might meet. Maybe Ross will meet you to get a haircut, and then you'll meet a hairdresser named Lisa who's single and from the South, and then you can introduce Ross to that Lisa. Okay, so okay, I think you guys are having a chat here. I just want to make sure I wasn't missing any questions. All right, very good. Okay, so our next card is the Six of Fire, and this is a card of recognition, of celebration, of being, honored for doing good work around a cause, valor, really big, like you are getting attention for things that you're great at. So it can also mean that you're getting a lot of attention because of, you could. So I would think in this scenario, you're somebody's exact type, if we're talking relationships. So, hold your head high and know that, there's a lid for every pot, right? So do you know what you need in order to be happy to at least when you're first going into a relationship, you're not looking for Mrs. or Mr. right now, you're looking for long-term. So like at least have a top 5 list that they have to qualify for before you start dating them long-term. Yeah, I think it says, keep the faith. Somebody out there is going to be thinking that you are it. Oh, so, well, Ross, acceptance is step number 1. But, take away from that experience, like what made you not respond in a positive way. So instead of like saying, I wasn't a great boyfriend, you could say, man, what this person did really turned me off. And I, in my subconsciously, I was figuring out ways to get away from it, to be blunt. So I think going forward, you're going to know what's kind of like, what qualities in a person are turnoffs. And know going forward that, instead of like constantly, like people say like they go for the same type over and over and over, right? But it's and they never learn their lesson. That's what the definition of insanity, right? It's just repeating the same thing, expecting different results. So if you can make a list of things that, personality traits that you just know do not work, no matter how hot the person is, in time, you're going to be like, you'll be running because it's too much. Or it'll manifest as you just trying to be nice, but then you end up like you said, you're not going to be a great boyfriend because you're not interested, because it's a turnoff and you don't have things in common, and you're energetically bored. And that's the truth. I always say that I'm energetically bored, but it just means that, the spark dies. Okay. So there's our 10 of air. The spark dies. And, the instruction from the cards are to figure out, what does your lid look like? Lid of the pot. That's funny. But yeah, don't beat yourself up, Ross. It just means that you weren't a match, but because you're so nice, you tried to make it work, and you didn't want to hurt someone's feelings, and you became energetically bored, and then you just start acting in ways that makes them make the decision to go away, because then you don't feel mean for telling them that it's not working and cutting it off, But as we get older, we just have to know ourselves and mean what we, and just be honest. And I would think that, at a certain point, just being honest and saying, listen, it's not working. I truly like you as a person, but, romantically, I just don't feel that way about you anymore. And, I hope to find love. So I'm just, I hope you understand, but this isn't working. And, stay in touch. I don't really know. I've been with Charlie for over 20 something years now, so it's hard to it's really hard to give advice in that way. But that's how I think now, the age I'm at, at least in business transactions, especially even in working environments with managers and different coworkers, like the ones that you're ready to get away from the minute your project is done. You're like, sayonara. But it's just easier to, call it like it is, and nobody gets upset. They thank you for saving time. The 6 of water is nostalgia. So this is the X card. So this is the X. So nostalgia, places you've been before, people that drum up memories and feelings of a certain type. So I would say with the 6 of fire, yeah. So remember that the lid that you keep going to the store to buy does not fit your pot. You got to go to a specialty store. You need a custom lid. All right, here's the 2 of air. So this just means this is an indecision card. It just means that, that you can't make a decision. You're blindfolded, and there are 2 directions that you could go in, and first of all, you can't see the road either way. And so you just go with what you know. So this advice is saying, step outside your comfort zone, out of what you can control your environment, even if it's not familiar. So like I said, just know your mind, know your top 5, needs. And then as you meet new people, weed them out, and then just be super honest with how you feel. Be like The Bachelor. I like the Golden Bachelor, because they're like in their 70s, and they're like, we have no time. You're great, but I don't see me living the next however many years I have left with you, so bye. And then everyone's like, cool, no problem. The Golden Bachelor was great, because they're just all so, like they're really like in their 60s, 70s. I don't think there are anyone in their 80s, but oh my gosh, it was just so refreshing. All the honesty and the quick decision making. Like my blood pressure went down, and I loved it. So here's the 5 of earth. So this is an energy of, okay, so this is a feeling left out in the cold, like not feeling included, not being able to get to where you need to go, thinking it'll never. So it's that energy of lack. So we need to, we need to remember, stupid selenite. We need to remember that we are still relevant. Like I said before with the Six of Wands, it's like we are someone's exact type. Until we get out in the world and meet different types of people, not the ones we've known our entire life that we see all the time in the same place, and we all have the same mutual friends and the same circles, so to speak. We have to, that door to value that we saw earlier is telling us that, you got to believe it's a door to value to walk through it and to get into, win that jackpot. So, and it starts with you. So I know Ross had mentioned that it's true, about, knowing yourself and knowing, what behaviors lead to what behaviors. And it's not, you're not a bad person, but, sometimes you worry about hurting people's feelings. Well, this is not, understanding yourself and understanding you are relevant, that you are somebody's, like, you're super hot to someone. But if you, like, again, the definition of insanity, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, you keep going and buying that same lid at the same store, that doesn't ever fit, no matter how much you try to customize it, or change the way it looks, it still doesn't fit. Got to go to a different place, different town, just something different, something new in order to win. All right. Well, it's 8:07. I think we've been on for about 52 minutes. I think I'm going to do one last spread. I'll do a general reading, a general spread, and then we'll do our yes, no coin, and then we'll call it a successful second Tarot Tuesday. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. All right, I'm going to use a different deck. And let's grab, I'll use my Witch's deck again. I like that one. It's called the Everyday Witch Tarot. It's cartoony and cute. All right. So we have oh my goodness, Three of Pentacles, teamwork, finding your tribe. The Magician, you have everything you need within. You are relevant. You can do this. You can create a life that brings you total happiness. The secret ingredients are knowing what you have right in front of you, meaning knowing what you need in order to be successful. Look back on what didn't work and move forward knowing what does. And that can be whatever you need it to be, especially in relationships. We don't have to feel like we're being selfish or mean, or we deserve to be happy. And sometimes, again, like, it takes a special kind of love to truly feel like it's a fit. And then Seven of Swords. So this is exactly what I was just saying. This is like if in combat, or if you were walking through an empty house and there were swords on the wall and you took 5 and then you ran out the door before you got caught. It's okay to take, to take the swords and go. You've left 2. It doesn't mean that things are unfair or that you got away with something. It just means that you're moving on to the next thing. Even though some people think, you should be staying and the sword should be on the wall of the, like, why you, not them, that sort of feeling. But don't get wrapped up in what other people think. So these 3 cards together tell me, find your tribe, do you in the best way possible. Do not feel guilty about voicing and honoring what you need in order to be satisfied, happy, content. Okay, well, it feels like that was a full message, so I'm not going to pull any more. I will do, all right, so here's our yes, no coin, which I think is so fun. It's very heavy. Okay, so everybody on the call, on the chat, you can make a wish to yourself, ask yourself a yes or no question, and I'm going to do a flip and they'll let you know. That's a no. So hopefully that's a positive no for you. Thank you for joining us. And if you hit the notification bell on the YouTube channel, it will let you know when I'm back online. Otherwise, I'll try to put a note out a few hours before we do a live, if it's during the week. Otherwise, we'll see you next Tuesday, sometime between 7 and 9 p.m. For Tarot Tuesday. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.